All right, thanks, Daniel. Well, this morning, a story of hope. Thousands of dollars spent, millions of tears shed, the emotional roller coaster that is IVF paying off. Two Acadiana couples sharing their journey, the ups, downs, and joys when it comes to expanding their family.
How long have you guys been married?
3 years.
3 years.
It's 3 years in March. Started trying and it didn't happen after a few months.
All the testing was coming out great. Everything looked wonderful. Nobody had any idea why it wouldn't be working.
Medication bottles, a box of used needles, endless pregnancy tests, hoping this is the one that shows what both Adam and Melinda LaFleur so desperately wanted. Married in 2019, the couple started trying to expand their family right away. Adam, coming into the marriage with 3 children of his own, knew that he and Melinda wanted a child together.
Right away.
Yeah, within that first year.
We knew what we wanted to do.
When nothing seemed to work, the couple took the next step by contacting Melinda's OBGYN.
They found out that she wasn't ovulating as often or as regular as she should. So they started her on a medication.
We did the medicine for 6 months and nothing worked. So they referred us over to a specialist at Fertility Answers.
Running more tests, the LaFleurs say everything came back fine. So everyone telling them that there should be no reason they're not conceiving. Then they did what's called a dye test.
We did what they call an HSG test or a dye test, where they look at your ovaries, your fallopian tubes to see if they're completely open. And I was 100% blocked on both sides.
Melinda undergoing surgery to clear out the fallopian tubes. It worked, but a round of IUI after the surgery did not. In January of 2021, the couple went in for in vitro fertilization, better known as IVF.
We only had one shot, and that one didn't take. So we had to do the whole process, starting from giving her the injections and do everything all over again.
The process, one that very few people talk about. It isn't easy. It starts with the testing of both partners.
The testing is the most important thing to start off. They test everything under the sun, me, him, everything that they can possibly test for. And then we start stim medications. So it starts off at 2 injections a day, and it makes your body produce more follicles and therefore be able to release more eggs.
From there, the monitoring starts, and once a healthy amount of follicles are released, another injection is required to make sure that you stop releasing those eggs. Then the last injection allows the woman's body to release the eggs, and the doctor goes in and collects as many as possible.
The egg retrieval process is not comfortable, it's not fun for the mother.
Each time IVF doesn't work, the mother has to go through the process again.
We knew we did all this before, we did everything right, and the first time didn't work. So by the time we got to the second time, it's like, okay, we're doing all these things. Is it gonna just not work again? Are we just spinning our wheels?
It was really hard. It's not easy, but we knew what we wanted.
Luckily for Melinda and Adam, the second time did work.
When she found out that it was positive, she came tell me, I was still sleeping, and she was like, it's positive, and I'm like, what?
She's due any day with her baby girl.
We did pictures every single day.
But you have to find some humor.
Right.
To get through.
And we knew one day we were going to want our kid to be able to see, we did all this.
She's going to know.
Wanted. It's everything we ever wanted. So.
The reward, the end result is worth the risk. You have to. If that's what you really want, then you have to go for it.
In Maurice, Katie Hebert with a similar story.
We get married in 2013, and by 2014, we decide that we're gonna try and start building our family. The timeline was just so perfect, right? And that timeline did not happen. You try month after month and you kind of think, okay, well, this is pretty normal, right? But then you quickly start to get a little bit self-defeated, because as the months kind of grow on, it gets a little bit more concerning. Why am I not getting pregnant?
Katie says she did any and everything people suggested to her.
I did it all. I mean, I went to the nuns, I got prayed over by like the healing priest, I did the foot baths, I ate the raw nuts. I mean, anything you told me would help me, I did it.
Finally deciding to try IUI and eventually IVF, Katie going into the procedure optimistic.
They basically tell us after 5 days that 5 embryos make the freeze, which was, to me, great. We get 5 chances to make this happen. So we do our first procedure, and it was unsuccessful. And I think that, I was totally broken.
As a mental health professional, Katie has made it her life's work helping others. At that time, she knew she was the one needing the help.
At that failure was the closest thing I could say to depression. Just because you have everything in that basket, and I think I did glorify IVF like it's totally gonna work because I have nothing telling me what was the problem. So to do IVF, I was like, okay, this would be the ticket, to get my baby.
Katie and her husband having to regroup, deciding how long they were going to keep going. The couple ultimately deciding to give it another go. The medications, another letdown, starting the process all over again.
It was just so difficult to know when to stop. We kind of agreed we would do it one more time. It was successful. We put in 2 embryos and one of them took.
The couple welcoming a baby girl.
Her name is Allie Kate Hebert, and I always say that I'm gonna sing her story forever.
Both Katie and Melinda getting the outcome that they set out for, but for so many, affordability becomes a roadblock. Now, it's that very roadblock that piqued the interest of District 69 Representative Paula Davis.
It's a huge burden on families financially and, of course, emotionally. We see that what infertility can do to not only a man or a woman, but a couple emotionally, and it's very taxing on marriages, etc. So I think that this is just a really important pro-life bill. I think it's a families building families bill.
House Bill 537 would require insurance companies to cover at least 3 rounds of IVF. Davis says she had support, more support than she ever thought. Colleagues coming up to her every day talking about their own journey or the journey of someone they knew.
We did not fight with infertility, but so many of my friends have, and it's just it can be so devastating.
HB 537 didn't pass. Davis not giving up hope.
I think it has lit an even larger fire under me to get this done for next year, because I do think it's really important. And you can see on the bill, it left the House with about 58 co-authors, and then it left the Senate Insurance Committee with a number of those people co-authoring as well.
Both Katie and Melinda thankful for their journey, no matter how hard it was, knowing there are so many others out there that could use the same help in having the family they've always wanted.
I think the bill is something that I'm a huge supporter of. I think it's something that would make and move mountains for people in this community.
Great piece there.
Yeah, and this has been a long time coming, but just sitting down with so many people who are struggling and talking to people and saying, like, I'm working on this, and then someone sharing their story. I mean, so there are so many people right here in Acadiana, your friends, your next door neighbor, people who are going through this. And IVF is expensive, and most of the time is not covered by insurance. I've known people that have taken second mortgages on their homes to have to do this. So it is definitely something that is needed. Representative Davis will be on GMA during our 6 a.m. and 6:30 half hours to kind of talk about where they're going next with the bill and what we can expect in the future.
A couple of things, I'm not thinking about all the time, the different reasons why somebody would need IVF for one of the ladies there. But then the second lady of the universe, she goes, well, we'll just do IVF. It's the future. It's something that's going to work. And I kind of feel like, but it doesn't always work all the time.
And you have that optimism, right? Like you're going in and you're like, we got this. We're taking out a loan or we're doing whatever we can and we're going to have a baby. and then
Yeah.
it doesn't happen, you know, and so that's taxing
Yeah.
on someone.
I hear your sister's got a few tears.
Yeah, she
from
was
that.
texting me during the story saying that she's crying.
That's going to
but-
be on KATC.com in case somebody kind of walked in halfway. That is a long piece. There's a
Yeah.
lot of information there.
Yeah, so we're going to have that on KATC.com so you guys can watch the full story there. Also, after we interview Representative Davis, we're going to have her interview
Awesome.
on there as well.
And that'll be coming up at the 6 o'clock hour, correct?
6 o'clock.
All right. Well,